Hello, everyone, and welcome back to April Adventures 2026. I'm resurrecting it, the event that I made last year in 2025 as a new YouTuber, new booktuber, and I thought that I would do it again this year. I just filmed a video that is going to be the first video of April Adventures that I'll upload right after this, in which I make a very similar introduction. Only to realize that, I never really talked about the event or the prompts, so this is its own dedicated video for what this event is and what it means to me and why I'm making it and all that sort of jazz. So thank you for stopping by. If you want to participate in this event, you're welcome to. Basically, April Adventures is an event I made to celebrate adventures, literary adventures, and also adventures themselves. I love adventures. I feel that part of my spirit as a person, if such a thing even exists, has something to do with adventures. I mentioned in my Moby Dick video that I moved to Japan recently, and so that's an adventure in itself. I have grown up with a father who took me on lots of different adventures in nature, so that specific kind of adventure is very meaningful to me. And needless to say, I love reading about them. I love The Hobbit, I love The Lord of the Rings, I love the feeling of people changing over the course of a journey. And so I made this event last year to celebrate that. I made, I think, 3 videos. I made a video on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was awesome. That video was so good. Maybe my best video ever in terms of introduction, which I'll link below, because there's a music video on it. I made a video on The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, in which I sit in a creek. That was awesome. That was really fun too. There's actually a little creek montage at the end where 2 snapping turtles go after each other. What else did I do? I made a video about the Jungle Books, which was an adventure, and I did that with Steve Donahue over with him, a 2-parter on his channel and on mine. So I had a lot of fun. I also read more books than I made videos on, which is terrible of me as the creator of the channel, or of the event. I read The Maltese Falcon, which was an adventure in my reading, because I never read pulp before, and I really liked it. And I also had read Treasure Island, which I loved, and I even got some footage for when I went rock climbing, so maybe those are things I could finish up later this year. Maybe not. But I don't make as many videos as I used to, naturally. You haven't probably seen me being too active, just because life and working a full-time job. But I still wanted to do this event, and because I'm not so active, I say this in the video that I'm about to upload, I don't want to say, like, join me, everybody, because I might not be so active on it. But if you like adventures, if you like the prompts that I'm about to tell you about, feel free to tag along. Whether you make book videos or not, you're welcome to do whatever you want. Okay, so the 3 prompts. Do I even know them? I'm going to try to do them from memory. The 3 prompts of April Adventures have not changed. I don't know if they'll ever change. Actually, of course they should change. It's about adventure. What am I doing here? But they won't change this year because I'll be making this on a time budget. The first prompt is simple as could be, and that's read an adventure book. The way I defined it in my first year was an adventure is basically, an adventure book is a book in which the characters move geographically from one place to another with risk. Put that in legal jargon, I don't know why. But, it's like that stereotype of like, oh my god, it's an adventure, let's go to 7-Eleven at 11 p.m., oh my gosh. Like, that's fun, that's life, that's not an adventure, there's no risk. Unless you live in Baltimore, I don't know. Sorry to all my Baltimore viewers. It's definitely not a risk for me in Japan, safety is really good here. But, I mean a book where the characters might die on their adventure. They're moving around. It has that spirit, So Treasure Island fits that. The Hobbit, of course, fits that. The Narrow Road to the Deep North by Basho will be a book that I think I do a video on this year, which I've already read. I think qualifies because Basho thought he might die, and there are bandits. Although even though it's like nonfiction. So yeah, if you think of a book that has a geographical moving of one place to another. I'm actually trying to find books and that I've stacked along here, like the Odyssey. I think I brought this up last year. A great adventure book for that reason. But do whatever you want. Don't listen to me. Do whatever you want. The second prompt. Yes, I remember these. Second prompt was to have an adventure in your reading itself, which means read a book that you think you might not like, that has risk. I don't know if I really have that many books here that I think I might not like. Every book I brought with me to Japan, I pretty damn well thought I would like. I wasn't going to carry it across the Pacific Ocean if I didn't think I'd like it and lug it through customs. So I don't know how I'm going to actually fulfill that requirement, but maybe one way I could do that. You know, it might not just be that a book you don't necessarily think you'd like, but an adventure in your reading could be a challenge of some kind, something that has risk. And I could read my folklore stories that are in Japanese because I'm learning Japanese. I also could try to find the Magic Mountain in German and try to read parts of that. Or maybe the best thing that I could actually do, because I'm reading right now the Canterbury Tales, I could try to go through them in the Middle English. So I have all these books stacked next to me, actually, from the video that I just made before this, that'll be going up afterwards, of all the books that I brought to Japan with me. So I can very inconveniently grab them. But yeah, I'm reading the Canterbury Tales in the modernization by Neville Coghill, which I even mentioned in my original announcement video back in 2025. This doesn't really meet requirement number 1 because the pilgrims on this geographical journey aren't really, they don't have really any risk associated with the journey. But I think it would qualify for part 2, for the second prompt, to try to read the original Middle English. That could be a great adventure in my reading. So maybe I'll make a video on, the general prologue in the original Middle English. That could be a great adventure. But let's say that you're a fan of genre, of literary romance, or like the romance genre. Maybe you could try to read a classic of Greek drama. Or let's say you're a huge fan of the Greek drama, or Herodotus, or the ancient classics of Greece and Rome. Maybe you could try to read some contemporary literary fiction. Maybe you're a really, really huge fan of Infinite Jest. Maybe you could try reading a book by a woman. There's so many options available for any reader. So I definitely will be thinking about which books I could read that are an adventure in my reading. But the Canterbury Tales would be a really cool one. I don't know, everything else here I think I'd like. Although, there are some books, like Dante's and Divine Comedy or Virgil the Aeneid, that I'm not as excited about. That could be risks. So that's prompt number 2. Prompt number 3 is have an adventure of your own. Nothing to do with books. Just have an adventure. And I think in my original announcement video, that's where my legal code became really strict, because don't hurt yourself, okay? I am not liable for you going bungee jumping and the cord snapping, okay? Do whatever you want, but be safe. My adventure so far has been moving to a foreign country, but really what I mean by that is go out and do something outside of your normal routine. Break the myelinated axons. Your brain is made up of a lot of electrochemical signals that get real comfortable firing through the same pathways that they always fire through. The way we speak, the way we conduct ourselves, the path we take to work, the park bench that we sit on, we like it to be the same because we've got these monkey brains that like stability, that like to feel safe. I'm saying break that chain, because when you break that chain, you really feel alive. And when you break that chain, you learn and you grow and you change. And if you consistently make a habit of breaking that chain, you end up making music like David Bowie, who changed every single album, and he just never got old, if that makes sense. Don't calcify, change. So maybe I should change my prompts, dude. If I can't have the same prompts every single year. But, I'm making this video right now, so it wouldn't make any sense to make up a prompt on the fly. But I think these are good prompts to stay with, because I think baked into the prompts are actually the idea that you're going to change. Every year is going to be different if you follow the same prompts, because if you, like me, last year read a book outside of your wheelhouse, which was for me a piece of Pulp Fiction, I read The Maltese Falcon, now I know that I kind of like that, so it wouldn't be so much of an adventure to read The Big Sleep or to read Tarzan of the Apes or anything like that, because I feel like I have a foot in the door. So maybe I'm safe. Those are the 3 prompts. Number 1, read a book that's an adventure story, The Lord of the Rings, or you could read a lot of ancient texts. You could read, I'm sure, pieces of the Mahabharata or something like that. Number 2, read a book that's an adventure in your own reading life. Pretty much speaks for itself. Don't try to read a Portuguese book if you don't know any Portuguese. Make it fun for yourself. And number 3, have an adventure of your own. So, like I said, I'm not super active on BookTube. I don't want to feel like I'm going to put together a big event that I want everyone to participate with, and if no one does it, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so sad. It's not that at all. This is just for me, at least in terms of the prompts, and I'll make videos, and if you want to follow along in any way you want to, do it. and I'd be happy to have you along. Send me an email. I'm actively responding to emails all the time. I'd love to hear what you're doing, what you're up to. Obviously, you can leave a comment. Yeah, it's April Adventures. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. I'll try to make as many videos as I can. I'm working, so I don't have that much time. I'm reading. Maybe April Adventures will turn into like a March Pro Adventures, March of the March. I guess marching is an adventure. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm really stoked. I've already kind of read some stuff. I'll make a video on the narrow road to the deep north. And right after this, I'm going to give you my first April Adventures video, which is showing you all the books that I brought with me to Japan. I just made that video, and it was so fun. It brought me so much joy. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think it was really, really fun to talk about those books. And, it's the kickoff of a new adventure in life for me. And books are great companions for that. Especially when you're going to a foreign country that speaks a completely different language. Man, it feels really good to have companions speaking to you in English. Which is kind of ironic because most of these works are translations. But yeah, it's been awesome. Life's great. Life's beautiful. And happy April Adventures, everyone. Stay happy, stay safe, stay hydrated, stay sexy. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye, everyone.